home once again. Minister Chichenko and myself and our delegation returned safely from the Commonwealth Meeting, head of government, meeting that was just concluded. Firstly and foremost, I just want to back home and appreciate the leadership of Prime Minister Naomi Yames. He really hosted a top-class Commonwealth meeting. That's the first time ever Commonwealth meeting has come to the Pacific. And I did convey congratulations and appreciation on behalf of Papua New Guinea to her for a wonderful host she was. She made us Pacific very proud. The meeting was attended in full by all 56 member states. 56 member states. For us, it was a good Commonwealth meeting. I want to appreciate Minister Chichenko and his team who went in earlier. They were able to set up some fruitful bilateral meetings with some nations, notably amongst us, two nations that are, in my view, first deep bilateral conversation was with Rwanda as well as with Singapore. Rwanda President Paul Kagame met me in the night or evening of my arrival. We had a very good bilateral meeting to establish greater rapport and collaboration between two nations. We did indicate for exchange between our leadership and the leadership, our public service and the public service. And at the conclusion of the meeting, I did extend an invitation for him to be one of our guests at our 50th anniversary next year. And he accepted that he would be with us on our 50th anniversary next year. Rwanda, as most of us know, is a success story emerging in the middle of Africa. And we emerged from the genocides of the 90s to be a growth economy, a powerhouse, developing economy that is taking place there and has become a leading democracy, leading economy in Africa. So we look forward to a collaboration. We also looking to sourcing from them possible members of training and exchange with the security forces, our security forces, coming to part of the department exchange is going to be happening. We also big in coffee and tea production. We equally have coffee and tea production and synergy in those spaces could be established. I just thought cornerstone occasion in the Samoa meeting was our meeting with Rwanda President. We also met the Singapore Prime Minister. He ushered into office, Prime Minister Hon, and I did congratulate him on your behalf. Singapore is an old partner to PNG. We've had bilateral relationships since 1976. We source from Singapore port. It's the third busiest port in which we source our imports from. We also use Singapore as a port of transit, business and commerce meetings. Singapore also is our fifth biggest trading partner in terms of the import from us for their use, as well as redistribution elsewhere. There was an interesting, me and the Prime Minister agreed upon. I put to him a case in point where he's importing chicken from afar off. For instance, chicken is imported from Brazil. And I said, we can supply you chicken. So it now was upon us, we agreed, and their health and sanitary standard team will come in and work with our NACIA, our biosecurity team, to ensure that we are stepped up in our biosecurity, the entire production or growth, whether it's in food growth or production in terms of other food like poultry, beef, or fish, marine resources, from production or growth right down to the entire village chain to supply to them. The standard must be the highest Singaporean standard. Once we meet those standards, we could be in the business and food supply. Singapore, as all of us know, imports 99% of their food from outside. So I thought that was a good breakthrough that has happened. We signed a framework agreement with Vanuatu. Vanuatu is a country that we helped better in 1980 when Commonwealth force arrived into Vanuatu to quell potential uprising that was taking place there. And the country was bettered. So Papua New Guinea, as a big brother in Melanesia and Pacific, feel responsible and feel that it is necessary we relate to our Pacific Island brother and sister nations. Vanuatu more so special to us. We've signed a framework agreement. We'll have deep exchanges in many fields, not just education and health and trade, but the management of the airspace, for instance. All other aspects of relationship with Vanuatu. So we did sign a framework agreement with them for our two governments, our two public service, and our two people. We have deep collaboration. On the Commonwealth, I want to say that Commonwealth, in case most of you do not know, it's one of the biggest bloc of nations we have. In the middle of presently in the world where strongman leaderships, one-man leadership, many other authoritarian sort of leadership are bound. The 56 member Commonwealth nations all subscribe to democracy, all speak basically one trading and business language, which is English. All of them, we subscribe to independence of judiciary and rule of law. We subscribe to free market economies. And so the common denominator of us is there as far as democracy and free market economy. And so these 56 nations came together. There's a rejuvenation taking place in the Commonwealth family of nations, knowing what's happening in terms of geopolitics, what's happening in other parts of the world where peace is in high demand, Eastern Europe, in Middle East, and elsewhere. The Commonwealth family of nations decided to come together more stronger, promoting inter-Commonwealth trade, inter-Commonwealth relationships. We together put together 1/10 of the world's population, over 2.6 billion people are in the Commonwealth. Our economy, total economy number in the entire Commonwealth varies a little over $20 trillion. And so there's a sufficient benefit to being that family of nations. Conversations rotated around contemporary threats like climate change, ocean protection, but also moved into space and trade, commerce, relating from within this family of nations. So I want to report to the country. All showed up in that meeting. All nations showed up. Conversations was warm and cordial. The election of a new Secretary General was successful. Minister she was former Foreign Minister of Ghana. She got elected. She takes leadership, and I just want to read on some things that we've signed off as part of this Commonwealth meeting. We affirmed our commitment to collective action that ensures 1.5 million youths given stronger support in as far as all nations are concerned. The Commonwealth family all agreed that youths are our future, and all governments must do whatever they can to save our youths, protect our youths, and to nurture our youths to be productive citizens of their countries, and collectively for the Commonwealth diaspora, globally speaking. Commonwealth diaspora is present in all parts of planet Earth. European nations, American, Middle American nations, Asian nations, Africa, as well as ASEAN. We continue to affirm a view that all nations of the world must subscribe to a commitment to maintaining global temperature below 1.5 degrees Celsius. That was affirmed, and under Samoa's leadership, and it introduction of protection of ocean was a main feature in the meeting that just concluded. There were continued discussion, especially on in terms of economy, the impact of AI, what we must do as a family of nations, and there was also discussion about the transfer of technology between each nations and amongst the Commonwealth nations, so that we all can benefit from whether it's AI or other technology that emerges in our region going forward. So these were among some of the key conversations discussed. I thought the main one from Pacific context was the agreement of moratorium on protecting our oceans from pollution. Oceans today show an increase in acidification, increase in pollution. Conversation on making sure our oceans are protected from pollution it became big, and there was a side moratorium reached between all nations that our oceans must be protected. Of the 56 nations, 49 of them have a coastline and ocean space in their country, so it was a common interest amongst all nations of the Commonwealth family. That's all from me at this stage as I report to the country. For all of you, I think I got no more international engagements. I've tasked our Deputy Prime Minister to attend our APEC in Chile this year. I will be at home right through. I think my next international engagement is a mining conference in Sydney later in December. In any case, if the NRL bid team are ready early, and if they call me for an joint announcement, then I might leave for a day or so. But apart from this, no more international engagements from me. I returned from the last major engagement for this time. The last one would be December Mining and Petroleum Conference that is usually held in Sydney.